Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the World Bridge. And this is where we bring knowledge, opportunities, and wealth for immigrants in the diaspora. So, our returning viewers, I just want to say thank you for being part of this growing community. And if this is your first time joining us on the World Bridge, we say welcome to you. We hope that you find value in today's conversation and also become part of this wonderful family of the World Bridge. My name is Adebola Kolawole, and I'd also like to warmly welcome my co-hosts, Mudupe and Ademola. How are you guys doing? How was, your last week, your 4th of July, and was your week?
Well, it's been great. It was a wonderful time. Ate too much, but God delivered us.
That's great. Mudupe, how are you doing?
I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. 4th of July went great.
That's great.
Excited. Looking forward to another 4th of July. God sparing our lives and
Amen.
keeping us all safe.
Yeah.
Amen.
Can you
Amen.
imagine? This is July already.
Mhm.
The year is going very fast. It is well. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to another insightful discussion today with you guys. So today's topic is one that has the potential, I would say, to completely change the way many immigrants think about income. For decades, I would say many of us believe the path to financial success meant, getting another degree or working more hours, picking up overtime at work or even start maybe another traditional business. But the world has changed. The world has really changed. So today, someone sitting in New York can actually teach a student in Nigeria or another part of the world, coach a business owner in Canada, sell a digital planner to a customer in maybe Australia, or even build an online community with members from over 50 countries. And that's what is possible now, all while earning dollars here in the US. The digital economy has removed many of the barriers that once limited these opportunities. So the question is no longer, do you have experience? I would say the real question is, how do you package what you already know, your expertise, into something people around the world will gladly pay you for? You've solved problems others are currently facing, or you've built careers, businesses, maybe life experiences that someone else is willing to learn from you. So the challenge is learning how to turn that knowledge into digital assets that continue generating income long after the work is done. So today we're discussing how to build a digital empire by monetizing your expertise. Without wasting time, we're going to dive into this. And I know that Mudupe and Ademola will bring us some values, done their homework, and they will bring some values to us today. So let's go into this. This is going to be interesting. The first thing we're going to talk about is your experience. Let you know that your experience is more valuable than you think. Many immigrants underestimate the value of their knowledge
Mm.
because it feels normal to them. But what comes naturally to you may solve a major problem for someone. So, Mudupe, why do many immigrants, or let me say some, let me not say so many, because things are changing. But why do immigrants generally, some believe that they don't have anything valuable to offer online?
I think the straight answer right up there is mindset, if you ask me. We've been so conditioned to think that all that matters is us going to school, getting the great grades, and using just a certificate, right, to get us the income we need. I think I said on few episodes of our podcast, and I said that earning is no longer a prayer point. I think it has to do with one of the episodes with our kids. I said, with the rate at which things are going and disruption of technology has actually occurred, digitalization has penetrated into the market, and earning capacity is no longer a prayer point. So I think
Mhm.
it's because a lot of us have been conditioned to value a certificate more than our experience. And to be honest, this saying is still very valid that, our experience is worth a whole lot. What you have experienced in life, Adebola, it's quite different from what I might have experienced. We might have areas in which we relate, we could resonate with, right? But to be honest, there is no way I can take your experience from you. You
Mm.
own it.
So,
Yeah.
So, which means, like you said, that experience alone could become food on the table for another. So, many of us believe we need another degree. Like, you know what? Once
oh,
we
that's
get to a
true.
level of, you know what? Whatever I'm bringing to the table is no longer enough or sufficient. The next thing we're thinking right there, what's the next degree that I need to go get out? What is there out there right now that I have to add on, right? Because now I think I don't have enough. But to be honest, we can actually start putting things together, document it, journalize it, put together your experience in a form and a manner. There are quite a few things we could do in this age and time. But I think that's the reason why we're having this conversation.
Yeah, that's
Building
true.
wealth without borders. We're no longer restricted, folks. We are no longer boxed up. We are given the liberty to think beyond the four walls of your home, the four walls of your city, the four walls of the country we live in. We've already been able to solve thousands of people's problem, either at your place of work or what have you. Somebody else needs that information. They don't have it. How about us putting it together so that that person can be fulfilled while you are also being fulfilled? I'll stop at that.
Thank
Mm.
you. Kwe. I don't know if Ademola wants to chip in anything quickly before we.
Yeah, I mean, Moduka started with a very good foundation by talking about mindset. I think another thing is most times a lot of people like to compare themselves,
Mhm.
with other people in the same digital space.
No.
Thinking that they have to have all these the cameras, the lighting, everything has to be set before they launch, before they actually take action. So most people are always looking at perfection over just taking action. Just start where you are. Start with
Overthinking.
something. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before you start. So a lot of people, if you're to overcome any kind of challenges, you just have to start. So that's one of the things I just had. Don't wait for everything to align before you give it a shot.
Mm.
Just go for it, and before you know, you start to build some type of momentum, build some consistency. People want to know that you're real.
Yeah.
The flaw that you even bring is also part of it. People understand that this is a real person. This is not just AI.
Yeah, I mean, like they
So,
say that Rome is not built in a day. Even those people that you see online, they didn't get there in one day. They
Mm-mm.
started from somewhere. So you're gonna have to take the step and then build along. So don't overthink it. All right. I know we're just getting started, but if this conversation is already making you think about your own skills and income, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and stay connected because we are just getting started. All right. So let's go further and see uh, turning our knowledge into digital products. The beauty of digital pro is that you create them once and keep selling themselves repeatedly. So for someone just starting, what are some of the digital products that's the easiest to create? Like Modipe said, there is no excuse anymore. You don't have to fast and pray about you having something that bring income because it's everybody's doing 15-year-old children, they are doing this. So you just have to
Mm.
get up and do something now. Okay. Modipe, please let us know some of those digital products that's easiest to
Mhm.
start with.
And I thank you very much. And I think there are quite a few. There are a laundry list of them. But I think I'd like for our viewers to look at it from this standpoint. We all need to identify a problem that needs to be solved. Once we identify that this is something that needs to be addressed, then the whole conversation becomes easier. So if there's certain thing, a particular topic, something that is of concern, right? Within a space, demographics, whatever, gender. And
Or
once
even
we
the
realize that this
community.
becomes an issue,
Hmm.
guess what? And then you are in a space where you think, I believe this will be the solution to this problem. Now we have a way to go through. One of the very common ones out there would be an ebook. Now, the solution you've come about, put it out in an ebook. She said it. Make it one time and it becomes available, for all. Template. A lot of people are so it's either they are not savvy in that space or they will make use of any template either for their children. We're talking about what? Timetable, food timetable, template for children, anything.
Mm.
That also comes, very handy. Resume guides, cover letter guides, interview preparation document, language learning materials. Some people want to learn a particular language, and it's very, very crucial that they learn that language because it's either going to, help them advance in their career path. Maybe that's the language you know.
Hmm.
What if you put together how to break this down for somebody to pick it up and now they learn it? Digital planners, all of these things could either solve a problem, enhance a particular situation, and that is what somebody needs out there. So once we have this, already created and whatnot, and from research, information is so out there right now. It doesn't cost a whole lot to get started with this.
Hmm.
So now, but there is one thing to make this product, and I know Debola didn't ask me, but I'm going to add that on as a bonus, okay? There's another thing
Thank
to
you.
ensure that this becomes marketable. How do you do that? You're not going to create those ebooks, resume guides, and put them right there and lock them right there on your laptop and praying to God to make sure sales comes in. You've got to be visible. So now visibility becomes the new currency. There are quite a few platforms out there that you want to make yourself known. To be honest, it's as small as even your WhatsApp, contact. Talk about these things. Talk about this issue that you found a solution for. Create curiosity and begin to see that one person, two persons that actually eat right into that particular subject matter will come knocking at your door asking for it. You do it one time, you do it the second time, you repeat. We call it rinse and repeat.
Mhm.
Mm.
That is one of the ways in which we could monetize. I'm going to shut up right now before Debola comes for me, okay?
Because I'm already getting ready to come for you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Ademola, do you have anything to add to that? This,
I mean, not too much. I just think one has to look at, you also look at your skill set. So look at something that you enjoy doing.
yeah.
It could be as something as easy as just cooking. Some people
Mm,
have, they're very, very good at cooking. Why don't you just go online and just start that meal from prepping from the beginning, every single step of the way. And once you do it once, guess what? It's going to be airing for as long as anybody visits your page. They can see it, so you don't have to do it over and over again. So that's something you do once and you get paid for it. So, and you just remember, this is not something you're just teaching your daughter in the house, because if you're teaching your daughter, you're teaching your son, you're just teaching one person. If it's online digitally, you're teaching the entire world, that anyone who visits your page gets to see it. So this is one of the things that we have to remember, that, like we said, there's no excuse for anyone to say, you know what, I can't make income. You don't have to be locked up in a box.
Yeah.
You have the world waiting for you. You have the world waiting to hear what you've got. So release yourself, jump at it, start something, and you see how the world embraces you. Yeah, I'll leave it
That's
at
so true. That's so true. And some of the things that we're talking about are, you know, you don't even need much to get started. You start with things that you already have around you in the house.
Mm.
You know, you start with your phone, and to maybe record the video or something, or you go online. You do. We don't need a lot of capital to get started, right? So, before we continue, I want you to just pause with us for a moment. And if you could, let me ask you, if you could earn income online, think about it, from anywhere in the world, what would you create first? Is it a course, a community, a digital download, or a coaching program? So think about it. Start to see what is it that you can actually do, that you can offer somebody out there. And then we move to the next point, building trust before selling. So, people rarely buy from strangers. Well, I don't even think that's an issue online. I don't think that's an issue. They buy from people they trust. That's if you're doing something in person. But we're going online. That trusting, it's actually gradual. I would say um, it's not. It's gradually not becoming, getting out of the way, because we see that the digital market out there is getting very big. You just need to know that before you buy, that you're buying the right thing. So, how do immigrants build credibility online when they are just getting started? Because you're overthinking. You want, oh, people don't know me. They don't even need to know you personally. How do they build credibility when they're just getting started for the break?
To be honest, this is a very interesting question. And I like to say that many people will they fall in between saying, I don't think I want to do it. Like you said, I don't think I want to do it. Nobody knows me. I don't even know anyone. I don't know anybody. But to be honest, we don't need anybody to know us. How can we really build trust? Just start simple and do your thing. Number one, make sure you're doing the right thing though. Make sure you stand for the truth, what you believe in, and consistently do your thing. You don't even have to be perfect. You don't even have to be perfect. A lot of us started you know, digitalization journey not even perfect. We had to learn according, across on the journey
as you
as we
go.
take one step. Like, okay, we keep learning. Oh wow, I made a mistake. Wow, genuinely, even admit that you made a mistake. People believe you when you're genuine. People will know when you're saying the truth. People know when they know that you're out there, rooting for them. Another thing that people look out for is how consistent are you? Not that I come out, oh, every day, every of 1 month, and then I take a break, oh, for 3 months. Then I come back, right? To be honest, number one, the algorithm is against you. Number two, people are not constantly seeing you. And they're what? Millions of people, billions of people across the globe. To be honest, we need to, if this is what we're going to do, then we need to stay true to it. You don't need the thousands of followers to get started. Just start doing what you're doing, stay diligent with it, be consistent, and you begin to see that you will attract the right crowd. Not everybody is your crowd. Not everybody is your audience. But when you stay true to your value, you see that person that will say, this person resonate with me. I like this person. They don't know you from Adam, but because they've seen that you shared value, they've seen that you're constantly addressing the questions that is germane to their art. You're constantly posting educational content. You're telling story they can resonate with. You're showing them the process. They're seeing all of this together. Then it makes meaning to them. To be honest, they begin to follow you. Those people that are following them begin to follow you because now they followed you. That is you building an organic community without necessarily, looking for all those flashiness and the spotlight out there. Now, when people repeatedly receive value from you, trust begins to grow naturally. Credibility is not, created over time. That much I'm going to say because they don't know you. but it is earned through consistency. And I'm just going to say that a whole lot of people that I've met in my life now, in my little small life right now, Adebola, the people that I've met that are so close to me now that I so believe, I mean, that we're doing great things together. I met them on the online space.
Mm.
I met them on the online space. If somebody had told me that 10 years ago, I probably would say,
Are
where
you
is that?
talking
What's
about
going
me?
on? Wake up. They probably would say, wake me up. Is it okay if I finish my thought process, man? They're probably going to wake me up and say, Dupe, am I dreaming? But to be honest, I met my very close folks, people that, we are doing great things together. And we have not even yet started. We're just like scratching the surface on the online space. And so there's nothing to be afraid of, but do your thing and do it right. Because
Mm.
to be honest, whatever you do online that is not right stays online, right? It's not one of those whatever you do in Vegas stays in Vegas. Whatever
Mm.
you do on the online space stays on the online space. But again, build trust gradually and earn the trust of these people. As long as you're doing right by them, um, the sky is your beginning.
Mhm. Thank you, Modupe. I know you were talking about me anyway.
What do you mean that you know I'm talking about you? Which was, what do you are you in my mind now?
Oh,
You know what's so interesting? You know what's
Yeah.
so interesting is, if you just look just a few months ago,
Mm,
this World Bridge podcast did not exist.
yeah, I
yeah.
And
agree.
this World Bridge podcast was as a result of everything you just explained.
Yeah.
We weren't thinking of perfection. We were thinking of who is our audience.
That needs to hear
What
this.
message do we have for our audience?
Hmm.
And that's one of the things that you must see. I want
That's a
every
good
one of
one.
our viewers to take a cue from what's happening. Our audience is the immigrants, especially within the United States in North America. So, and that's how we started. We looked at we are all immigrants. What is it? Every single weekend we bring in value. We're sharing life experiences. We're sharing our journeys.
Mm.
We didn't tell you guys we fell from heaven. No, we make mistakes too, but we started somewhere, and this is what we're telling you. Even though we're not monetizing ours, but this is how you start
Mm.
by becoming visible, by sharing valuable information with people that they could run with, by impacting people's life, empowering
Mm.
people with information that will take them to the next level. So I hope maybe you guys are learning a few cues from what we're also doing, because we're just babies in this business, in this
Yeah.
digital space. But you know what? As we started, we already started
Did
building
you
some
say we
type
are
of
babies?
followerships. We're babies, but as babies, we're gonna start running and
Coming
we're
for
gonna
you,
start
Demola.
flying, and that's it. So I'm gonna stop right there.
I was just coming for you. Anyways, all right. So our viewers, let us know in the chats what skill, what experience or knowledge do you think someone would actually pay you for? And if
Mm.
you're getting some values, please share this with someone now, someone that you know would actually benefit from this. All right. So as we plan to wrap this up, let's talk about creating multiple streams of digital income. A digital empire isn't built from one product. It's built from an ecosystem. So how can someone build multiple income stream without becoming overwhelmed? Becoming overwhelmed and okay, and giving up even before they've started. Anybody wants to just give
Yeah.
us an
Yeah.
instance?
Okay.
Okay. Don't be a jack of all trade, and that's
Master
always
of
the
none.
problem. A lot of people try to do too many things. They
Mm.
always say don't bite more than you can chew. All right, is that how they say? Yeah, don't bite more than you can chew. A lot of people are trying to do multiple things at once. Just start from something. Just decide what is it that you want to do. What do you believe you have some skill in?
Mm.
There's an example of a lady that that teaches people a certain dialect from the south part of Nigeria, and just with that, teaching people that dialect online has led her to she was invited by one of the Ivy League schools you know, because of just that visibility, that online skill she put there. So she may have said, oh, I don't have a big thing. I'm not talking about what everybody wants to hear, but you find
Yeah.
your target audience. Start with something, and from there, you talked about building an ecosystem. From there, you start to branch out. Maybe you want to monetize it, maybe you want to have some type of membership to it, but it starts from one process, and you start to, you start to build multiple layers to it. So start from somewhere. Don't be a jack of all trade.
Okay. Okay. Modupe.
Yeah, I think again, while you're doing that and taking one thing after the other, I think an example of, start from one and not do plenty is if you're trying to grow on various social media platforms. And then you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube. And so you're trying to, and each of these platforms, they have their requirement, their rules and regulation. I'm not even going to monetization right now, but I'm just saying building across that, right? So if you don't have a plan in place, it could be overwhelming and daunting, right? Because you're thinking, what should I do to this? What am I doing to this? What am I doing to that? One of the things I've seen that worked out for quite a few people, if they are not able to really wrap around building all of that all at once, is build one, right? And once they are done with that, they can move to others. Some of these platforms also allow cross posting,
Yeah.
while others speak against that. Others have had, success with that. But again, do your due diligence and find out what's really going to work for you. Now, a simple progression might look like this. You start by creating valuable content, and then maybe you offer, a free resource to individuals. You introduce maybe a low cost digital product, and before you start launching into something that might be, exorbitant, or maybe trying to add a group coaching or what have you. Adebola said something the other time. She said, what is that skill set that you think, somebody might pay you for? I'm going to flip the script, okay? I'm
It's
going to say,
okay.
what is that skill set you have embedded in you that you think you will pay you for?
Oh,
Mm.
So
just deep.
what is that thing that I have that I'm already doing? I'm so, so conversant with it. I can be considered a subject matter expert in that space. If I put together that today, can I pay me for
Mhm.
what I've done? If I think I can pay me, if I get to stand the test of time, if that product gets to stand the test of time, then voila, you're on the right path. Give it a shot.
Yep.
Believe in
Good one.
yourself. Don't let anyone hold you back. You can do it. Watch out for these folks here. We're not playing at all. And because we're not keeping this to ourselves, we're saying you too can add value and impact your world. On this space, we're constantly building value, not
Yeah.
just for ourselves, but for people in our community.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Kenyan brothers, to my brothers from Rwanda, my brothers from Ghana, my sisters from Nigeria. We can do great things here.
Yeah.
This is the land of the free, right? Is that how
Yeah.
they say it?
Yeah.
Guess
And
what?
that's just the thing. And we're talking
That's
now
it,
about
man.
globally, you know,
Yep.
regardless of where you are, regardless of where you are located, is either you are here as a new
Mm-hmm.
immigrant or you are even back in wherever, Africa or any other place. You can earn the US dollar from wherever. All right. So I think we're going to wrap this up today. It's been interesting. And one of the greatest opportunities available today isn't hidden inside another degree, like we mentioned before, or another job. It's hidden inside the knowledge you already possess. People, you have it in you. As immigrants, we've accumulated experiences, resilience, skills, and some, I would say, perspective that people across the world are searching for every single day. So the digital economy has made it possible to transform that knowledge into, scalable income without limitation, without geographical limitation. And remember, you don't need to know everything. You simply need to know enough to keep,
Enough.
I
Yeah.
mean, to help someone who is a few steps behind you. Here at the World Beach, our mission is to help immigrants build wealth with wisdom, with purpose, and intentional action. So If today's conversation inspired you, please, 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 please don't keep it to yourself alone. Share it with someone in your community who, someone who has knowledge they have, they've been sitting on. And don't forget
Mm.
to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss another episode. Until next time, keep building, keep growing, and keep bridging the gap between where you are today and the legacy you are creating for tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Everybody,
Signing out on this note.
Take care. All right,
signing
ladies.
out.
Everyone.
Take care. God bless.
Signing out.
Yes.